Every man walks a journey of transformation. But do we recognize the seasons we go through? Are we seeking, battling, or leading? Today we'll explore the 3 stages of a man's spiritual journey and how embracing each stage brings us closer to God's purpose. Defining stages. Today we're exploring the defining stages of a man's spiritual journey, understanding where you are, the battles you face, and what God is calling you to next. Recognizing these stages allows us to grow, lead, and ultimately leave a legacy. Let's dive in. Our anchor verse today is 1 Corinthians 13:11. When I was a child, I spoke like a child, I thought like a child, I reasoned like a child. When I became a man, I gave up childish ways. We were exploring the defining stages of a man's spiritual journey, understanding where you are, the battles you face, and what God is calling you to next. Recognizing these stages allows us to grow, lead, and ultimately leave a legacy. Let's dive in. Let's explore Stage 1, the seeker searching for purpose. We all begin as seekers. It's that phase where we're asking life's biggest questions. Who am I? What's my purpose? What does God want from me? The seeker stage is a time of curiosity, but also uncertainty. Right, and this stage can sometimes feel isolating. A man might try to find his identity in success, relationships, or material things, but nothing truly satisfies. Proverbs chapter 2 verses 3-5 reminds us, "Indeed, if you call out for insight and cry aloud for understanding, if you look for it as for silver and search for it as for hidden treasure, then you will understand the fear of the Lord and find the knowledge of God." The key is to seek wisdom in the right places. So, if you're in the seeker stage, how do you navigate it well? First, embrace curiosity but anchor yourself in biblical truth. Find mentors, ask hard questions, and invest in your spiritual growth. And most importantly, don't rush the process. Seeking is a journey, and God reveals things in His perfect timing. Now Stage 2, the warrior, fighting the right battles. Once we find direction, we step into the warrior phase, where we actively engage in battles that shape our character. But here's the challenge. Are we fighting the right battles? That's a great question. Too many men waste their energy fighting battles that don't matter, chasing status, proving their worth, or holding on to pride. But the true warrior fights for his family, his faith, and his integrity. 1 Timothy chapter 6 verse 12 says, "Fight the good fight of the faith. Take hold of the eternal life to which you were called." The key word there is to good. And let's be real. This stage can be exhausting. Warriors often carry the burden of responsibility, and without proper rest and accountability, burnout is inevitable. So, how does a man sustain himself in this stage? By relying on God's strength, not his own. By building a brotherhood of men who can encourage and challenge him. Finally, Stage 3, the sage walking in wisdom. Not all warriors become sages. Some keep fighting battles long after they should have moved into leadership, guidance, and mentorship. That's a great point. The sage embraces wisdom and imparts it to the next generation. Proverbs 16:31 says, "Gray hair is a crown of splendor. It is attained in the way of righteousness." The sage isn't just old in years, but rich in understanding. And the most effective sages are those who are intentional about passing on what they've learned. A man in this stage should be mentoring younger men, speaking life into them, and encouraging them to walk faithfully. So where do you see yourself? Are you seeking, fighting, or leading? And how can we move through each stage intentionally? No matter where you are in your journey, God is calling you to grow. Embrace the season you're in, but be ready to step into what's next. As we conclude this episode of Iron Strengthens Iron, we want to remind you that the insights shared here are meant for educational and motivational purposes. They are not a substitute for professional medical, psychological, or pastoral advice. Thank you for joining us on this journey of faith, strength, and brotherhood. We hope today's message inspires you to embrace your vulnerabilities, rise with resilience, and strengthen the bonds that uplift and sharpen you. Until next time, keep strengthening, stay resilient, and remember, as iron strengthens iron, one man strengthens another. Step into a community of faith-driven men committed to strengthening each other. Join the Brotherhood today. Surround yourself with like-minded men who will uplift and challenge you to grow in faith and purpose. Join us now at ironstrengthens.in/join.